Welcome to Computer Pile. Whether it's your latest tech, pet gear, or gaming must-haves, or more, we have you covered with honest reviews that you can trust. And if you want to find the best products, follow us now. Good afternoon, Amazon. It is Mr. Computer Pile, Antoine here. We are on our regular scheduled live on Monday, and we have, of course, Blue Yetis here. You can see we have at least 6 of them right behind me. And I have 2 of them under the desk. What is that? 6, 7, 8. And I have 2 of them over there. Man, we're loaded with Blue Yetis. But we are going to do a nice stream tonight because there is a limited time deal right now on the new release of the Blue Yeti Elite 300. So we're going to dive into this and talk about it. We did an unboxing last time, and it was really good. I was super excited to unbox it because I was waiting for that for so long. Blue Yeti did a great job campaigning that about the new features of it. So we're going to get in there and take a look. I see S&K is in the chat. Guys, if you are on other social media, come on over and join us here on Amazon where we can chat with you and you can get all the information that you need. With that installed, we're just going to go ahead and take a look at it here. I'm going to set this one over here for now. But this is the Elite 300. I'm going to move my mic here while I'm talking. But this is 2,400 watts of power, and it is over 3,000 kilowatts per hour. That is amazing. And it's all in this compact size here. You can see all of the different features that is with this unit. Starting right off over here, we have our AC output. That is where you use to pull your power from the unit. Now, before we go any farther, what is a power station? Now, these are solar powered station. Well, a power station is nothing more than a battery. So basically you have the battery that you charge up, and then you plug in your devices and you drain the power from the battery. That's considered a cycle. So with Blue Yetis, these things have a tremendous amount of cycles in it that could probably last you over 15 years. I think they even have a number there. We'll look it up, how many cycles it's estimated at. But one of the cool things about this is not just any other battery. It can be charged up via AC. That's when you're connected to the grid. Or it can be charged up using solar panel. And that's using this guy right here, the DC input right here. This connector right here is the DC input, and this is where you hook your solar panel in, and it will do up to a 1,200 watt input into the unit to charge it up. Why is this important? Because when you think about a unit, it's only as good as it can be recharged. So having multiple ways of recharging that is paramount. So you can charge it up via the AC. That's the plug on the side. We'll show it to you. Or you can do DC. You can do a generator, all type, or you can do a combination of those at the same time as well. But this unit is 2,400 watt. You can see the pure wave sign. That means you're going to get a steady stream of power coming through here. Now, this thing is about 56 pounds. We'll pull up the page here in a minute, but you can see you have 4 AC outputs right here. I mean, that is very powerful unit. That means this thing can power your refrigerator, your stove. It is very powerful. You can see here it has a beautiful, let me cut it on here. It has a beautiful display here. It tells you your input, your output for your DC, and also for your AC. You can see I'm charged at a 100%. I wanted to make sure I was ready. It says with the current load, which is 0, it says this thing will run for 26.7 days. That's because I don't have any load on it. Now, when I have a load on it, you'll see that number start adjusting. So now, hey, Icy says, what's up? Hello there, Icy. And then it shows you a percent of how much battery left. And we already said it's 100%. So you have these buttons right here. You have the on button, which you just push that. That'll cut the unit on. And also the screen will go blank to save the power. You just push any one of those buttons, it comes back on. But you have the DC, which controls the DC section here of the unit. So you can see here, we have 4 USBs down here. We have 2 USB-Cs on the outer, one that's 100 watt, and then one's that 140 watt. So that is going to give you some power on charging up those high powered USB devices, normally your laptop or your newer cell phones that pull power. And then you have, of course, your USB-As, which are the standard USBs right there. And then we have our 12-volt, which is normally called old car cigarette lighter there. And then we have another 12-volt here, 30-amp connector right there. So you have some different options there, which is really nice. And we've already talked about the DC input, and these got nice covers on them, caps. Now, right here, we didn't talk about this. This is the RV connector right here. Now, you don't, so if you got an RV, you can just plug that right in, and that's going to power up your RV. That is really nice. So that is a nice unit there. Now, you don't have to use that if you don't have an RV, which I don't have an RV, so I won't be using it. But all of these other features is what I need here. You can see the nice grip handles here. The use here. Now I'm going to turn it to the side, and we'll see right here from the side. This is where you charge it up. Now we'll see. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I'm going to pull up something. I want to show you a nice schematic of this. Let me pull this up for you. Okay, here we go. We're getting there really good here. Yeah, here we go. All right, guys, I got something for you here. Hang tight. We're going to show you something. All right. So, yeah, so over here on the side, this is our DC input. This is, like I say, where you charge it up when you're connected to the grid. Now, let me tell you another benefit of this. All of these units work as an uninterruptible power supply. What does that mean? Well, uninterruptible power supply is when you have your device plugged into the grid, that means plugged into the AC outlet, and then you have your devices plugged into the unit. If you lose power from the grid, the battery automatically kicks in milliseconds. Your device probably won't even go down. I mean, in milliseconds, that's very fast. So that's how that works. So if you have like a computer or some home device that you cannot have go down, you want to plug your unit into the wall, your AC outlet, and then plug your device in there. And then if you ever lose power, boom. Now, whenever it's charged into the wall and your devices are plugged into it, it's not using the battery. It's using the AC power. So that's really good. That gives you that throughput in there. And then when the grid goes down, boom, the unit automatically kicks in. Man, this thing is super nice. Now we're going to do a demo here. I have a high-powered heater that pulls a lot of power, and we'll show you how that is used. But then here it has a grounding screw right here, and then it has a circuit breaker that you push that there. Now I'm going to turn this back around here, and show you here there's nothing on the side, and then there's nothing on the back right there. Now I'm going to show you the 3D view. Who do we have in here? TQ is in the building with Noodles. Hello, guys. We are here with our new Elite 300. I want to thank Blue Yeti for sponsoring our stream here. Now I'm going to show you a 3D look of this guy here. So we're going to do this. Here we go. I think I don't need the sound here, so we're not going to share the audio here. So here we go. So here we go, guys. Here is the unit. Now, we just showed it to you live there, but I wanted to give you an up and close look at it here. But look at here. We're going to zoom in here. But we already talked about the car cigarette lighter there, that 12-volt, 10-amp right there. Then these function as a DC output as well. And then you have a 12-volt, 30-amp right there in the center. And then you have your DC/PV input, and it goes up to 1,200 watts. That means you're going to be able to really pump some power in there using your solar panel. And then we already talked about the 4 DC outputs here. There you see your USB-C 100. You see your USB-C 140 watt. That is a lot of wattage there for that. But look at there. There's your 2,400 watt and your 314 kilowatts per hour. And then you see your pure sine wave. That means you're going to get that steady stream of power. Now look at the display here, guys. Look at there. We're going to zoom in. So it shows you all of this information. If your fan's running, if your Bluetooth is on, wireless, it has Wi-Fi, and then your battery connection there. And then right there, there is your RV port right there. Then you see your 4 AC outputs right there. Man, that is really nice. Now, as we coming around the side here, we've already showed you the, we're going to zoom in. You have your nice AC input. Now, I'm going to show you that cable, man, how thick that cable is for there. Let me grab it. It's right here. I'm going to show it to you when I get full screen here. Then you have your circuit breaker there, and then your grounding screw. So now we're going to come around the back here. There's nothing in the back, but look, we can zoom in here. Let's look in here. Wow, we are in the unit. Look, we're looking down in that unit. You can actually see the technology in there. Look at that. So there's nothing there. And then come around the side, there's nothing on the side. But look at these handles here on the top, guys. Look at these handles. These handles are really good. So you can grab this unit. It's about 50-something pounds. So not light at all, but it's so powerful. Now look here at the bottom. We have these non-skid pads, which are on all of the Blue Yeti units. So it won't be shaking and moving around. Obviously, it has an RV port. You know, that's a moving thing. You don't want it sliding across the place there. But even at home, you don't want it sliding. So those are your pads there. So that is a 360 view of this. Now we want to try to go ahead and do a demo using this thing here. But before that, I wanted to show you the cable, guys. This is the only thing that came with the box. In the box is the cable, the AC cable. There was no other cables for the DC or anything like that. Only this cable. Look how thick this thing is. Wow. Man, that is a thick cable. You're not going to get that one mixed up with any other cable. But there you go. Make sure you use the right AC cable that comes with the unit. Now, I'm going to... Now, let's see here. Is anybody clicking on? I got a few clicks on that, guys. Now, before we do that, I wanted to pull up the product page on Amazon, and let's see what it's talking about. So let's share that. All right, here we go. Hey, I see myself up there. I'm going to get some, what they call, I don't know what they call it. But there it is right there, guys. I'm going to click on it. You see, it is a limited time deal right now for $10.98 right there. This is really nice. It is a limited time deal. Remember, it just came out. So it's going to be a good time to get it because they're trying to push these units. There it is, 24 watts. Now look at all of these here. Plug and play with your RV. There's your TT30 port. That's what it's called. And we already talked about all those different ports there. Look at there. Man, that's really nice. And then it's indoor backup and outdoor freedom. They give you some case scenarios or use cases here. Running the dishwasher, oven, well, air conditioner, that'll be good if it's hot. Inductor cooker, a cutter, and drill. Those are use cases. So TQ say, very cute. IC say, that is nice. Yes, it is. It really is nice. And then it's 10 mil. Oh, here's what I was talking about. This is 10 millisecond instant switch. Power Guardian for your home. Meeting drop? Nope. Lost work? Nope. Interrupted moments? Nope. See, look, they have it. They have their router, their Wi-Fi router plugged into the unit. So that means when it drops, Amazon customer, hello there. Guys, if you are not following us, do me a favor. Hit that follow button. We do something special when you hit that follow button. But guys, these are deals right now. Make sure you get these deals. Grab that dough. Oh, Amazon, because I follow. It's Lori. Hello there, Lori. Oh, man. Thank you for joining us again. We are talking about the Elite 300 from Blue Yeti. And we're about to do a live demo. So you are here right on time. Hey, we got another Amazon Color customer following us. Here we go. Oh, man, that was too quick. Let's play it one more time. I got to play it one more time. All right. Well, thank you for the refollow there. We appreciate that. Sometimes I've noticed that too. Some people I was following, it says I'm not following, and I know I was following them. But anyway, thank you for coming back to the Computer Pile crew here. So guys, here it is once again, the Elite 300. Now, I got some powerful devices here, and I want to bring them up here. Let's see. I'm going to start with something really small first, is the little old desk fan. Now, this little desk fan doesn't pull hardly any power. It might not even register on this unit because a desk fan doesn't pull that much unless you kick it up to high. So normally what you do, guys, so you just take your device and plug it into any of the available outlets here. There we go. And then you want to make sure the unit's on, which I do have it on. But then you have to say which section do you want on. I want the AC section on, so I'll hit this button. And there it is. The AC button comes on. And now I just cut my device on like I normally do. And there we go. We have power. So now you imagine wherever you can move this thing, take it wherever you take it, you have power. Wow. I got to do a wow on that. I need to get one of the things that says wow. Mods, work on that. I need a wow. Whee! There we go. I need a wow because I say wow a lot. So there we go. Guys, you can see it's not even registering power, but we know it's pulling power. Now we know when it was saying 27 days, now we dropped down to 5.6 days. So in my current load here, I'll be able to run this fan for 5.6 days like it is. But now let's pump it up. Let's pump it up. All right, now we're making it work. Now we're pulling 14 watts of power, and now I can only run it for 4.2 days. So we can see it's adjusting. TQ says, wow. Yeah, this thing, guys, will handle a refrigerator, a stove. I mean, man, this thing is really nice. I mean, you know, the summer's coming up. Guys, invest in backup power. And one thing about these units, they're very cost effective. Instead of trying to get a whole house solution, you can step your way into it. Now, Blue Yeti does have a whole house solution where you can work your way in. But these are the ones you're going to be able to take with you and go. They're portable. So now, I'm going to cut that off. Now, that wasn't really powerful. We're going to bring something in here that's going to make it work a little bit. So we're going to bring in the good old heater here. Man, look at this booger. This guy is a heater. Now, let me look at the bottom of it and see here. Let's see. Goodness. This heater is 1,500 watts. Wow. See, I need a wow. Thank you, TQ. Put wow. Hey, mods, I need a wow there. I had a little mod. Where's my little sound thing at? It's back there on my desk. But we're going to plug this guy. Let me see. I'm going to set him here. We're going to plug this guy into it. Now, you watch the screen here. It's going to make some sounds now. But remember, that was the beep from the heater. That beep. Now, remember, this is 2,400 watt. So 1,500 watts, I'm in my range. I'm not going to have any trouble here. There will be no trouble. We're not going to say, Houston, we have a problem. So now I'm going to cut it on. Now watch this. Now I got uh-oh, there we go. The heat cut on. Look at this guy going up. It's at, look at there. It's at 5. Can you see it? It's going. It's 6, 8, 4. Boy, it's rolling up. Look at there. Now we're about to hit 1,000. All right, we're at 1,000 watts. Now, remember, this thing is rated at 1,500 watts. So we shouldn't go over that. Let's see, it's still going up. All right, I got it on high. I don't know if you can see that. It's digital. Man, I'm telling you, this feels like, man, this thing is hot. And it is pulling it. So right now, it says I can run this thing for, okay, it says 2.8 hours. So it switched from days from the last time to now hours. See, it knows the load. So I can run this heater on high for 2.8 hours. Let my screen goes blank there to save power. But it is running at over 1,000 watts per hour. Wow. I'm still at 100% there, guys. It didn't go down yet. But, man, that heat does feel good there. It is a little chilly today. Oh, that feels good. Oh, man, but it's hot, though. Man, I'm telling you, I got to take that booger down. Woo, I'm going to burn up over here. Let me see here. How can I turn this thing down? There we go. 74 degrees. All right, I'm on 74 degrees. I'm going to take it down. All right, there we go. All right, I'm taking it down now. Let's see here. The power probably. What's going on there? All right, now it done switched to days on me again. You see that now? It says 4.1 days. So now look, let me pump it up. It's not even pulling any power there. Let me pump it up. Let me get it some hot here. Okay, that just got the little fan on. All right, let me go. Let me go. Watch this. I'm about to pump it up now. Watch this. There you go. Now I got that heat coming back through there. So, guys, that's how it works. It's going to adjust. And, man, I got this thing on high, and, man, I'm feeling the heat over here. Now let's cut the fan on, too. I might get a storm here. I'm going to put it on high. So now I'm running a heater and I'm running a fan. That's going to create some moisture. I'm going to turn the fan that way so they won't kind of mess up each other there. But there you go. We see the fan is running. But guys, and we can see it's calculating. So now 2.6 hours it can run it there. Wow. So I'm going to cut that off. So that is pretty cool. So that is your Elite 300, guys. It is awesome. And remember, it works as an uninterrupted power supply. You can set this thing under your desk, plug your computer in, your router. So whenever the power flipped, which mine flipped the other day, you won't even miss a beat there. And guys, right now, it is a limited time deal for $1,098, guys. The summer's coming. Storms are coming. You never know when the power is going to be gone. This is a great step, guys. I love my Blue Yetis here. But that is our Elite 300. That is our star of the show today. I do have some other units here. I'm going to unplug these that we're going to talk about very quickly here because I only wanted to do 30 minutes, and we're right at 30 minutes. But I want to cover some of the other units that are on my desk here. Oh, matter of fact, the one that's on that floor, let me show it to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to highlight that one right now because I really like that one. Well, I like all of them. Right there, look at this guy right here. That is the Elite 400. We just talked about the 300. Now we're going to talk about the 400. Now, let me push this one out the way here. Let's see. Oh, we forgot to tell you the weight of that one, guys. Let me tell you the weight of that. I'm going to highlight that one back in the carousel. The Elite 300. Let me tell you how heavy that is here. It is 58 pounds. Whoa. Look at my little guns, my little pea shooters there. Look, look at there. This is 58 pounds. Now we have the Elite 400. Let's see how big that guy is. Let's look at that. Let's go this way. Here we go. So I'm going to go here. This is the Elite 400. Wow. Now look at this, guys. The Elite 400, it is $13.99. It's 2,600 watts of power. And it is, let's see how heavy this is. Whoa, 86 pounds. That is pretty heavy there. But look at it, guys. It has a handle, but look at there. Look at those wheels. You can move these things around very easy by using the wheel. And we're going to show that to you right now. Okay, I got to come over here. I'm going to show it to you right now. All right, so I'm going to take the microphone and hold it here. Oh, I got this little one here on the top. We'll talk about that one in a minute. Or will we? I don't know if we'll get time to it. Here, but guys, this is the Elite 400. You can see it has this handle here, almost like a suitcase. You've seen these people going through the airport. You know, you just have that. Look, you can push it all the way down. You can push it, and it'll lay flat. Now, I'm going to whip it around here. But you can see right here, it has these feet here. I'll give you the 3D look here in a minute because I know it's a little far away. Let me see here. I could try to zoom my camera. Let me zoom my camera. You guys making me work here. Let me zoom my camera. Oh, look at there. It did work. All right, it zoomed there. Look at there. But look how like I cut it off there. I would have to go back. That ain't going to work. Let me pull it back in here. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Good. Yeah. So there we go. So watch this so I can push that down. Look. Now I'm doing, this is 86 pounds, guys. I'm doing it with one hand with a microphone. You want me to dance? No, I'm not going to do it. So, but look at here. But look at there. Look how I'm wheeling this thing around. Now, like I said, you can also, let me move it back here. Look, I'm doing this with one hand, guys. This is 86 pounds. And I can push that in here like that. Look at there. So it could sit down there like that. Wow. That is really cool, guys. That is the Blue Yeti 400, 2600 watts of power. Now let me get it back up here. So I'm going to push the button down. Let me push it and pull it up. Now I'm going to look at this. One hand, guys, this is 86 pounds. Now let's put the heater on this booger and let's see what it does. Yeah, let's do that. Now I'm going to put the handle down. I'm going to put the heater on this guy. Let's put the heater on this guy. Now this one is more powerful, so we know it's not going to have any trouble here. So what we're going to do is we're going to first cut the unit on right here. All of the setups are just the same. Whoa, I'm at 100% here, man. I don't play around. So I'm just going to plug this in. Now I'm going to put my AC section on, which I did here. There goes Shorty back there. Everybody see the little Shorty? All right, it beeps. Now let's cut this guy on. All right, now look, it's running, man. Now this one can run your refrigerator, your stove. What do you think this can do? Yeah, it's a little bit more powerful for it to do the same thing. So think about this. Whenever the power go out, you just wheel this guy in with one hand and plug your refrigerator in and your stove, and you're cooking. So, man, this thing is really nice. So right now, I'm running it here. It says this guy is going to run for 3.5 hours on high. That is powerful. Can somebody say, all right, TQ says, very nice, very nice. Guys, you saw me wheeling that thing with one hand, and that's 86 pounds. I'm going to cut that heat off. I'm about to burn up over here. Come on, cut it off here. Why is it cutting off? All right, so now it's cutting off. It's down to 0. You can see that's down to 0. I want to pull up the 3D view of that unit right now. I'm going to pull up the 3D view of that unit. So let me get to it here. That's the Elite 400. Let's pull it up for you. Hey, there go Halftime back there. Halftime, they see you, homie. All right, here we go. So, all right, guys, I'm pulling up the 3D view here. We are about to show it to you. All right, here we go. So here is the Elite 400. You just saw it live. Thank you. All right. My mod just bought me this, guys. Listen to this. Oh, wow. I've been waiting for this. All right. We're about to do some magic here. Here we go. So here's the Elite 400. You just saw it live. Now, these are the little feet at the bottom there. Those are like the little stoppers so it won't tilt over. And look at these wheels with the Blue Yeti logo right there, guys. Look at there. And look at there. Oh, my God. I hate to say all of these designs need to have these wheels. These things are pretty heavy. But I love this. Look at there. You can see the fans on the side. Look at there. I'm almost inside of there. Look at there. And those are the wheels. We are in there showing it out. Now, we already talked about this part here. If you look, it looks just like the other ones here. The display. You have the DC outputs. You have 4. This one has 2 100. The Elite 300 has that 140 there. And then you have your 4 AC outputs here. There's your DC input. That is for your solar panel and your DC output. Now, let me show you that handle here. Let's get back to this handle. So there he is. You have that little button right there on the top. You push that down, and then that allows you to move it just like a suitcase. And then, like I say, I showed you where it was laying flat. I used it flat like that. So really nice. Man, that unit is really nice. And then it has the handles. If you missed a tough guy, you can lift it up with your handles. I don't think I'll be lifting it with the handles. I'll be using those wheels there. So, man, that thing is really nice. So, guys, that is the Elite 400. How many people like that? Which one do you like better, the 300 or 400? Let me know in the chat. I want to get some conversation here. 300 or 400? Which one do you like best right now? We just showed you the Elite 300, and then the Elite 400 down there on the ground. Now this one is 300, 2400 watts with a 414 kilowatts per hour. The Elite 400 is 3840 watts per hour at 26 watts. So man, those are some powerful units. You can see, yeah, I agree, TQ. I like that 400. It's just the movability on it that's really nice. Now, but like I say, it depends upon your application. Now, like I say, if you got an RV, this one's going to be really nice. But like I say, you don't have to use that RV port, but that's going to give you some extra flexibility. Also, it has some extra DC ports over DC outputs here, which is so you always got to look at what is your application. But any one of these are going to be great for home use, backup. Guys, invest in these. These are really good. Now, let me see what other unit I have here. Now, those are the big boys. Let me talk about one of the little one guys. This little guy right here, you know, I don't know if you watched my unboxing, my original unboxing the other day, but I had this kind of stream and I was looking for it. My son had it, but he came in and say he had it like hooked into his book bag. This thing is less than 4 pounds. It's 3.9 or right at 4 pounds. And this is 200 watts of power. And it comes in different colors. Really nice. So look at here. I'm holding it. It's got a nice handle here. Look at a nice handle. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this guy. This guy is a little, it makes some noise whenever it's charging. I was charging it the other day. Let's see what I'm charged at here. And it, 100%, 99. See, I told you I keep mine charged up. When power is gone, I'm going to be ready. You have 4 USBs on this guy. So you think about this, if you're traveling, this thing is also travel approved. You can take in the airport on the planes, which is really nice. You also have your DC input here. So yes, you can charge this up via your solar panel as well. Man, that is really nice. You can see that beautiful display there. Coming around the side here, you have one AC output here. So you can actually plug something into it. This is your AC input where you charge it up using the grid. And then right here in the back, this is so cool. Guys, you have a light built into this thing here. So you just push it. No, I actually got to turn the DC section on. To use that, you got to use the DC section. So I turned the DC section on, and then look at the light. Wow. And then you push it again, it goes to amber. And then you push it once again, you have SOS. So think it, you got this thing in your car done broke down. You set this guy down in the street and it is flashing SOS. Somebody's going to see it. You just hold it down. It cuts the light off. So it'll give you a 360 here. Of course, you have the non-skid pads at the bottom. We're going to give you a 360. There, look at there. There you go. Now, one thing about this, guys, when you buy this, let's see here. How much this guy is going at right now? Let's take a look here. Okay, it's $119. Whenever you buy this, guys, I got it right here. Every box has a mystery card. Whee! Mystery card. What is this for? Well, the mystery card is used where you can win gifts, prizes, monthly, quarterly, or there is a grand prize. So that's just something extra. When it was released, it's in every packet. And I did not check mine yet. So I'm going to check mine for this month and see if I won. I might have won something. That would be really nice. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, guys, let's see here. What else? Okay, I got that one here. Oh, I got this one right here. Might as well talk about it. Right here, guys, I have the Elite 30. So this is Elite 30. This is 600 watts of power. This is going to be our last unit that we're going to talk about. But, you know, it's just same. You have your screen here. You have your 4 DC outputs. Now, these have 2. Now, this one has a USB-C 140. That's pretty nice for a 600 watt unit. Now, you have 2 AC outputs there. Then you have your DC input. That's where you charge it up using your solar panel. And then you have your DC output for your old car cigarette lighter. And you have 12-volt connectors there. Then coming around the side here, this is where you would charge it up. Now, we could not use that heater on this because the heater is 1,500 watts. It'll over-trip this one, so we're not going to run that. Now, we can run the fan on this, guys. Matter of fact, we could run the fan on the other one, too. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to highlight this guy to show you the fan just does not take any power at all. So we're going to plug the fan into our little portable one here. Guys, you're getting demos here today. This is pretty cool. So we already have it on. I'm going to cut my AC section on, and I'm going to plug it in on the side. Now let's see if the fan comes on. Well, of course it's going to come on. There it is right there. It's pulling. It says 10 watts there. Now on this little unit, it says I can run this thing for 6 hours. It's calibrating. You can kind of see, I'm going to lift it up and see if you can see. You can see it's calibrating there. But look there, I got a fan under 4 pounds. Wow, that's awesome. So I'm going to cut that off. Cut the unit off. Now that was running it under our Elite 10. Now let's go back to our Elite 30, which our last one we just talked about. I'm going to unplug it here. Move it there. And there it is right there. I'm going to set this guy on it. Let me put this guy there. I'm going to set this guy here so you can see. There you go. So this is the Elite 30, 600 watts of power. And I'm going to plug that in there. I'm going to set the fan up here so you can see. My unit's already turned on. I'm going to cut my DC section on. I'm not using it. I'm going to cut my AC section. There's my alarm. I suppose it's been done, but we're almost done. I already had it plugged up. It came right on there. Boom. There you go. Now, remember, these are portable, so wherever you can move it, you have power. We use this throughout the house all the time, so instead of using extension cords, we grab a Blue Yeti. We don't use extension cords. We just grab a Blue Yeti wherever we need power. Matter of fact, I don't know, most of you know that I do preaching, and we have a setup on Sunday. We use Blue Yeti to power our lights. Wow, that's how we do it. But guys, that is it. Are there any questions? I want to thank TQ, Icy, and Noodles, and Lori was in here. Okay, Lori popped in there, yes. And S&K. I think I shouted everybody out. All right, guys, are there any questions before we shut it down? Let me cut the fan off here. I got the fan on. All right, any questions here? Any question? Icy says no. I think Icy's ready to eat. But guys, this has been really fun. Great time with you with the Blue Yeti products. I want to thank Blue Yeti once again for sponsoring this stream. Great products, guys. We absolutely love it. Make sure you check out some of our video on our page. We have created tons of videos for Blue Yeti. They're also on our YouTube page. Check those out. We go in a little bit longer detail on some of those. But guys, that will do it for us tonight. I'm going to play my jingle here, and then we're going to get out of here.
Simply the best, better than all the rest. Computer Pal. Simply the best, better than all the rest. Computer Pal.
All right. Thank you, guys. That is going to do it for us. Once again, it has been my pleasure to present to you these portable power stations from Blue Yeti. And once again, thanks for all the pals that have stood back. But guys, you know how we do it around here. Remember to love God and love one another.